National Library staff have sort of taken to, well, hiding a little bit from angry authors. See, there's this system set up where authors can receive a payment from the libraries, from the National Library, if they have more than 50 copies of their books in libraries around the country, around New Zealand, and they can get about $3.50, Dominic George, per one. So if you had like 1,000 books, if you're Witi Hamada or someone like that, and you had 1,000 books, you might get a little check for $3.5 grand a year for being involved in having your book in these places. Obviously, it's like a royalty because those people who are reading are no longer buying. So it's a way that they can support artists and authors in this. But what's happening is apparently there are authors who are accosting some National Library staff because they want their money.
Yeah, which is unbelievable.
And maybe it's not forthcoming.
Yeah, well, yeah, or maybe they're going, you need more, why haven't you got more copies of my book in your library sort of thing. It's like, the reason it came to light was there was an email went round, and one of the questions was, why don't the people in the libraries actually sign their name to the actual emails?
Yeah.
And the reason is because of this fear, and there has been examples of them being accosted by authors, which is absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah.
If, you know, I mean, look, if your book is good enough, and if it's in the libraries, and if there's enough copies of it in there because the demand is there for it, you'll get your check that you're supposed to be given.
6,018 titles are eligible. I think it said 1,811 registered authors. And as Dom said, they don't sign their names on emails anymore because they're worried about being found, basically. This is what the Public Lending Rights Advisory Group has said, quote, this is about removing their names from the emails. We have therefore reluctantly taken this step in an attempt to protect our employees from this type of unacceptable behaviour. And it is unacceptable behaviour. And the other thing is, I don't know, mate, I mean, writing's a very difficult thing in New Zealand. I know friends who have written books who have spent, 3 years writing books, and they end up getting about $1 a book. And so you get a best-selling book in New Zealand and it sells 8,000 copies, and in 3 years of your life is worth $8,000. So
Yeah.
it's not a huge income, but also.
I think most authors will tell you though that, I mean, well, the ones that are established and have been published, it's not necessarily something you go into to make money. You're not going to make a lot of money being an author in this country. People should maybe have a bit more of a grip on reality before they embark on this sort of venture, that it's not going to be if they spend 3 to 4 to 5 years or whatever it is writing their magnum opus, so to speak, that it's not necessarily going to set them up for life. And if you're relying on a $3.67 check or whatever it is per book in a library, anything over 50 books, then maybe you should reconsider or get a day job.